Any ideas, Clyde?
You mean about the show or about where Bud is?
Either one, I guess.
I don't know where Bud is, Brian, but I did have a few ideas about the show.
Brian, Clyde, I know what we can do to get the show tons and tons of views. It's called ASMR. ASMR? Isn't that something kind of dirty, Bud? Remember, I want this show to be family friendly. It's not dirty, Brian. It stands for a word starting with A, and a word starting with S, and a word starting with M, and a word starting with R. Well, it's mostly not dirty anyhow. So it's an acronym. Brian, I thought you just said you wanted to keep this show family friendly. What? But I do. An acronym is... Stop it, Brian! This is getting downright pornographic. Listen, ASMR is sometimes kind of dirty, I guess, but mostly it just means you talk real quiet like this here. But you can talk about pretty much anything that you want to talk about as long as it's quiet like. How did you learn about this stuff anyway, Bud? Well, Brian, I looked it up on Wigglepedia. Wigglepedia? Do you mean Wikipedia? No, Brian. A wiki is a type of torch that people put on their patios or carry around at Nazi rallies.
I think that's a tiki torch, Bud.
No, Clyde. A tiki is a round dwelling traditionally made from wooden poles and animal skins that Native American peoples used to live in. That's a teepee, Bud. No, Brian, a teepee is a prank people play on Halloween where they throw toilet paper over houses and trees in someone's yard. No, Bud, wait, you're right. TP is that also. It's just, well, it's kind of spelled differently, but
I think we should probably just concede, Brian, otherwise Bud will do this all day. No offense, Bud.
None taken, Clyde, none at all. I would do this all day. Okay, you win. What did Wigglepedia say about ASMR, Bud? I don't know, Brian. I mean, I did look it up on Wigglepedia, but then I got really bored and didn't bother to read the entry on it. Reading makes me kind of bored. But I also did look up some videos on it. In fact, I stayed up all night long watching videos on ASMR. There was videos of people doing all kind of weird stuff. Meditation and role-playing and also just talking about any old regular stuff. But they was always whispering, Brian, like this here, real quiet like. And so many of the videos had tons and tons of views. I was impressed. And I realized that we could do our show that way also and get tons and tons of views for our own selves.
By the way, ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, and according to Wikipedia, is a term used for an experience characterized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin that typically begins on the scalp and moves down the back of the neck and upper spine.
We should do every show about it. It's supposed to be very good for helping people with insomnia. Not to get pornographic or nothing, Brian. But insomnia isn't pornographic. It just means say it quiet like, Brian. Use ASMR. Okay, Bud. Insomnia isn't anything pornographic. It just means an inability to sleep or having trouble falling asleep. So, ASMR is very good for helping with insomnia, Bud? Bud, wake up! We're in the middle of a show here. Whisper, Brian. Remember, this show is about ASMR now. Well, we haven't voted on it yet, Bud. Actually, I had some ideas for the show too, and Clyde did as well. I was thinking that... What, Brian? I can't hear you. Will you please speak more loudly? We're doing a show here. I said I had some ideas for the show too, Bud. Whisper, Brian. Remember, we're doing the show using ASMR. I can't whisper and speak loudly at the same time, Bud. Bud?
I vote we end the show now, Brian, while we still can. Bud, you abstain, right? Bud abstains. Brian?
Yeah, while we still can. What are you guys trying to vote without me? No way. I vote 3 votes. We call the show ASMR Show.